Hello Year 9. Now that we've finished the standard level, we're on to the intermediate level of chance and data, practicing for the NAPLAN exams. In this question, you won't see the hat and the tickets, but I thought it would be nice to illustrate it. So a hat holds 5 green tickets, 4 yellow tickets and 3 white tickets. If one ticket is taken from the hat without looking, what is the chance that it is white? And there is always a formula to follow here. And it is the chance of a white ticket occurring is equal to the number of white tickets over the total number of tickets. Well, that's quite easy. The number of white tickets we're told is 3. So we will say 3. And the total number of tickets is, we need to count them all up. 5, 4 and 3 is 12. And now this is going to be equivalent to 1 over 4. So our answer is going to be 1 over 4, which is C. And when 2 dice are tossed, in how many ways can you get a total of 6? So we've got 2 dice. We can represent them like this. Let's say that dice 1 is at the top, and on the left we have dice 2. And when we toss 2 dice and 1 occurs, then the total will be 2. And if it's 1 and 2, then the total will be 3. So all these numbers in here represent the total of the 2 dice. Now we want to get a total of 6. Our total of 6 can happen when we've got a 5 and a 1, or a 4 and a 2, or a 3 and a 3. Then we could have a 2 and a 4, and also a 1 and a 5. So altogether we've got 5 occurrences. And we can say that there are 5 ways of getting a 6. Which is C. This spinner is to be spun 30 times. Which number would you expect to get 6 times? So I'm going to count the number of sections in this spinner first. Okay, so there are 10 sections over here. If I spun the wheel 10 times, then because I have 1 and 1, only 2, I would expect that number 1 to come up twice. If I spin it 10 times, I would expect the number 2 to come up only once. And number 3 will come up 4 times. And number 4 will just come up 3 times. So what will happen if I spin it 30 times? Then I will need to multiply this by 3, this by 3, all of them by 3, and 1 will come up 6 times, 2 will come up 3 times, 3 will come up 12 times, and 4 will come up 9 times. And the question was, which one would you expect to get 6 times? That means number 1 will come up 6 times. And I need to highlight D because D, number 1, will come up 6 times. A table was drawn up to show whether boys and girls attending a camp lived in the city or country. Some of the entries in the table are missing, but the question is how many girls were from the country. We need to fill this cell. This is the one we're interested in, the girls in the country. As long as we have 2 cells in the row, here and here, or 2 cells in the column field, we can always find the missing cell. So there are virtually 2 ways of doing this. We could either find the 2 green cells or we could either find the 2 red cells. And I'll do it both ways to show you that it can be done. So in the first green cell, if we take away 168 and 185 from 168, we'll get 3, and 16 from 8 is 3. So 83 girls are in the city. In the other green cell, we'll take 123 from 250, and that will be for 127 girls total. So that means that in the yellow cell, all we need to do is take 83 from 127 and we'll get 4 and 4. So that means from this we get 44 girls were from the country. Now let's look at the red cells. 123 take away 85 will give me 8, 38, and 250 take away 168 will give me 281, 182. So now, to find out how many girls from the country, I will need to say 182 take 38, and I will get 4 and 4, exactly the same number as I predicted, whichever way you do it. So the answer can be written as 44. This sector graph shows the makeup of 300 people on a cruise. Now, this sector is divided into 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and another 6 on this side. So what we want to do is find out how many people make up one sector. 300 divided by 12. And we can do this by long division and we'll get 25. So there are 25 people in each sector. So 25, 25, and 25. And if I can do this all around my circle. And which is the best estimate for the number of women on the cruise? So the number of women on a cruise would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sectors times 25, and we're looking at 125 women. There is no such answer here of 125, but really the question asks us, what is the best estimate? So I guess they don't want you to tell us the real number, but the best estimate. Is it 110 or is it 130? When you look at the difference between one and the other, let's have a look at between 110 to 125, there is a difference of 15, right? And between 125 to 130, there is a difference of 5. So I would say the better estimate would be 130. So we'll just highlight 130. This is a stem and leaf plot, and it's used for questions 6, 7, and 8. And it shows the marks received by members in a class in an exam. So what does that 5, 7 mean? It means that someone got 57 and someone got 59 in their exam, and someone got 60, 62, 64, and so on. That's how you read it. Now, if you want to find the range, that means you want to find the lowest and the highest mark. Now, the lowest mark is obviously going to be the one with the 50, 57, and the highest mark is going to be all the way up to here, but it's obviously not 93, it's 98. So therefore range is 98, take away 57, and we get 141. That means that the marks received were between 57 and 98, a difference of 41 marks from the top student to the lowest student. Now, what is the mode? The mode is the most popular number, the mark that occurred most often. How would you find the mark that occurred most often? We would have to look at which numbers occur more than once. So 76 occurs more than once, and so does 85 here occurs more than once. But when you look up onto this row, look, there is 3 people who got 69. And that is the mode. So let's backtrack. What is the range? 41. What is the mode? 69, which occurs 3 times. And now we come to the last question, which is what is the median? To answer that question, I'm going to enlarge it on the next screen. I've just enlarged it here on the next screen, and there is a formula for doing this, but if you've forgotten what the formula is, you can do it by crossing the first and the last numbers, because the median is the middle number, and crossing them from the front and the back, you'll get to the middle number. So start with the first one and the last one, and we'll cross them out. Then I'm going to go to the next one, and the one after that is going to be 93. Just remember that in which order we're going. The numbers need to descend from the end. Remember that the numbers need to descend from the end. And then the next number from the beginning is 60, and we're going backwards, it'll be 89. And when we go to 62 and 87, and cross out 64 and 85, and then cross out 65 and then 85 again, and then we can cross out 68 and 82. So one from the front and one from the back, that's what we're crossing out. 69 and 80. Still got a little bit way to go, but that's all right. 69, all right, which one is the one that from the back? 71 or 78? 78 is the one from the back. Then we cross out 69, and we go to also cross out 77. Now we start crossing 71 and 76, and then we cross out 73 and 76, and the number that we come up to in the middle is going to be the middle number, which is 74. This can be a little bit tedious, especially if you've got a lot of numbers. So now comes the formula. Median is the total number of students, and then we need to add one extra student. This is important that we add an extra student to here, and I divided by 2. And so we must count the number of students there were by counting the number of marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Plus 1 over 2 will give us 26 over 2, which means we get 13. What is the significance of 13? It's the 13th student. So we must put TH, the 13th student that has that mark. So we need to count up the 13th student, and we'll start doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And this is the 13th student. And the mark that the 13th student got was 74, and that is the median mark. And we'll just write 74 in the box.